Good morning or good afternoon. I guess it really depends on where you're at, where you live. So we're continuing our journey. And most of you know, if you've done a session with me or you've followed any of my healing sessions, you know I'll tell you to write a letter. So that's the next step. Writing a letter to the person or whomever has caused trauma in your life is a good way to release. You have two choices. You can either send that letter off, or you can burn it and bury the ashes into the earth and release it to the universe. It really works. It really works, I promise. Once you write the letter, you have to let go of what's inside. It doesn't mean you continue to hold on to that pain. It doesn't mean you continue to hold on to that hate. It doesn't mean you can't forgive. Forgiving is essential to healing your pain. It doesn't mean you're going to forget it. It means you're releasing yourself from feeling and holding on to the trauma and the pain that was caused to you. Okay? All right, so here's how this works. You sit down. You're going to write maybe one. There may be several letters. But light yourself a candle or get someplace where it's quiet, where you won't be interrupted. Just take a few deep breaths. Ask your guardian angels and your spirit guides to guide you through this process, to allow you to reach deep within yourself, to have the energy and the courage to write the letter to whomever you need to write it to, about whatever you need to write it to. So you're going to write a letter to the person who hurt you. That's one letter. You're going to write a letter to your father. Some people have two, like you have a natural father and then you have a stepfather. So whichever one you choose to write it to. You're going to write this letter from the perspective of a 7-year-old child. Okay? And then you're going to write a letter to your 9-year-old self. I know. It's hard. You're thinking, how do I write a letter to a 9-year-old self? Well, think of it as if you were talking to your own child, but only this is directed straight at you. Something you want your 9-year-old child self to know. And then write a letter to that traumatic memory. I know it sounds weird, but it works. So if you were sexually abused when you were 13, for example, you write a letter to that traumatic incident that happened. And you tell that traumatic incident just exactly how you feel. Now you have to be honest, because this doesn't help anybody if you don't be honest. It's all about helping yourself. So you have to be honest with yourself, okay? And then you're going to write a letter to self-doubt and tell self-doubt how you feel and how you're claiming your power back, okay? And then write a letter to the parts of you that's still hurting. That's going to probably be the most difficult part. That's probably going to be the most difficult letter. But I'm telling you, you can do it. If you're honest with yourself and you take the time to do it, you can do it. And this doesn't mean you have to write this letter in 5 minutes. It doesn't mean you have to write this letter in 5 seconds. It's up to you. You take the time with each part of the healing process of the letter writing, and you write the letters, okay? And then I want you to write a letter to your mother from the baby that she's carrying inside her womb, okay? You write a letter to your mom talking about the things you felt, the things that went on, the joy that you felt. So you have to remember, allow yourself to remember this time in life. Do I remember being in my mother's womb? No. I can imagine what it was like, but I don't remember it. I can remember some things from when I was a baby. And I was really a baby. I was only a few months old, but I can remember certain things back to that far. But I can tell you through my own personal experience, it takes a lot of work to do this. But if you want to heal and you want to release and let go of this, you have to set time aside for you and you have to stick with it. Okay? And you have to be honest with yourself because you're going deep inside yourself to clear out this gunk that has been sitting there for so long, that has caused you pain, caused you this trauma, and it's time to release it and let go. Okay? 2023 is the year for you to let go. This is the year to start living your life again. All right? Until I see you next time, many blessings.